There are very few car manufacturers that are as well respected and desired as the maker of our third car. But will bulletproof build quality, reliability and a three-pointed star be enough to make Colin want to spend his hard-earned cash on a Mercedes C-Class Estate?
Colin, what are your first impressions of the Mercedes Estate?
It's a smooth drive, nice drive. Does seem a bigger car though.
It feels it, doesn't it?
It feels the bonnet feels very long. Well, looks very long on it as well.
I mean, I don't think it actually is in terms of size compared to the Passat. I think they're pretty close in overall sort of size and width, but it gives that impression, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Would you be swayed by buying a prestige marque like this Mercedes?
Well, I mean, a Mercedes, it's a good car, and you'd always want to own one, but the running costs, you've got to think of the running cost and servicing. I don't know, I'd have to think.
So just think, when this car was brand new, it was over £25,000. Now, with 60,000 miles on the clock, this would be round about £10,000 or £11,000.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of car for the money if you're prepared to go older and buy an older car, isn't it?
Yeah, but to have 60,000 miles already on the clock, you're keeping it for 5 years, I mean, what's it going to be worth?
This particular C-Class arrived in 1993 and is now beginning to look dated, especially next to the latest car. But despite this, the C-Class is still a well-built car with a fine interior and a wide range of engines, including a 1.8, 2.2 diesel and a 2.8 V6. On the downside though, the Merc isn't the best for load space, mainly because of its sloping roofline.
Now, for the same price as an 18-month-old Passat Estate, Colin could consider the prestige of a Mercedes-Benz. But for his £12,000 budget, he's going to have to look at an older car, something like this, a 5-year-old C200 Classic Estate. However, it has got 60,000 miles on the clock. It might bother some people, but not for others who just want to drive round in a Mercedes. But the most important thing is, what will Colin think of it?
Although the C-Class is a Mercedes and wasn't particularly cheap new, there are plenty of models around, most of which are very reasonably priced, starting as little as £5,000 for a 96 P-Reg example and going up to around £18,000 for a 1998 AMG model. For Colin's money, he could easily pick up a good T-Reg Sport or Classic model.
Well, Colin, that's the third and final car that you've driven, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class Estate. I think this is getting a bit long in the tooth now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't drive too good. A few rattles, not that good really.
I mean, when this car was new in its sort of era a few years ago, it was a great car, but up against sort of the modern day and the latest versions of the Passat and the Zafira you've driven today, it doesn't quite do it, does it?
No. It's just getting too old now. If it was newer, maybe.
So not even the Mercedes badge would sway it for you to spend £10,000, £11,000 on this sort of car?
No, not with the mileage on it, no.